Hey everyone, it is Shanae. I am CSO of Align, and I am here with Becky from Modern Direct Seller. We are so excited to have Becky tonight. And I am going to kind of give an overview of who Becky is and why we are so excited to have her here. Becky is the CEO and co-founder of Modern Direct Seller, author of 52 Tips, Build a Thriving Direct Sales Business, host of the popular Modern Direct Seller podcast. How many of you guys listen to that? I always hear the, San Diego Mama in my, isn't that, yeah. That's part of your title. Yes, I love it. Part of the beginning. And brains behind Modern Direct Seller Academy and the Direct Sales Insight Survey. The Modern Direct Seller framework has been implemented by thousands of direct sellers worldwide. The Modern Direct Seller team also partners with direct sales companies by providing customized training to support their field. And we do definitely implement Modern Direct Seller ideas here for sure. Becky is a former corporate marketing manager turned six-figure direct seller. In her direct sales career, she was top income earner, the fastest growing team company-wide, was named team leader of the year, not once, but twice, consistently earned incentive trips, and had the honor of training on the corporate stage. Today, Becky empowers direct sellers to skyrocket their biz with modern training, simple systems, and actionable strategies, and continues to deliver inspiring, actionable keynote training at corporate conferences and training series. She definitely speaks my love language as a strategist and someone who loves all things systems. And I am just going to hand it directly over to her, and I'm going to babysit comments and just be here if anything goes awry. Take it away, Becky.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with all of you guys. And I have to say, I am in a new space. This is new and different and exciting for us. We just moved into our new office space yesterday. So you can see this half of the room isn't totally done, but this half is. So I figure I'm just keeping it real with all of you. And I also have my little one over there for the next half an hour until my husband gets home from softball practice with my daughter. So dinner's in the oven. All the things are happening here. And I just could not be more excited to be here with all of you. I am going to do my best to keep an eye on some of the comments that are happening over on this screen while I share this screen, but just super excited to be here in the Align community for this Cultivate event. I'm so happy all of you are here. I can't wait to give you some really good actionable training tonight. I have a lot coming to you. So there will be a replay, but you may want to grab a notepad. You want to probably jot down some notes. I'm really excited. Yeah, total real life happening over here, Jesse, right? But really excited to kind of hear your takeaways. And if you have questions, 1,000,000%. Ask questions as we go. I'll try to catch them in the moment, but if I'm on a roll, I might just wait to the end. I think we'll have some time for some Q&A. So really, yeah, dinner's in the other room, Shanae. Totally get it. I totally get it. And you guys let me know on the audio. I'm hoping everything sounds okay on your side, but like I said, this is a new space and it's not really decorated yet. So it's a little echoey. So I'm hoping it doesn't sound too echoey on your side. All right, so with that said, let me go ahead and share my screen. I have some slides for you. We're going to be fancy like that tonight with some slides to mostly keep myself on track, but you know how it goes. It's nice to have some visuals as much as you want to see my cool office space in the background. More than anything, I want to make sure that you have some good takeaways. So the goal tonight is to really talk about some simple strategies for you to get more leads, more customers, more teammates in just 20 minutes or less a day. And I have to tell you guys that I think that sometimes we overcomplicate this business. I'm just going to say it between us. We're all friends here, right? Sometimes we overcomplicate things and we spend way more time than we need to get simple tasks done. I know that most of you are probably have a family, you probably have a life, you might have a full-time job, you may have other things happening in your life, and Align might not be your total focus. Or if you are just kind of thinking about stepping into social selling, this presentation is for you because I know that you're going to kind of get some insights on how this business could potentially work into your day-to-day life. So that is the plan. Loving all the tags happening here on Facebook. Tag your team, tag your biz besties, tag your friends. And honestly, I think it's okay to go ahead and invite people outside of the Align community. So if you have other social selling friends, feel free to invite them in, check it out. The more, the merrier. So with that said, hello, hello. Thanks for the amazing introduction, Shanae. I'm so excited to be here. I did bring some prizes with me. I've heard you guys like some prizes. So the more comments, the more engagement, the more prizes. That's how this works. So yeah, give people some tags, add some invites, leave some comments. I will announce some prize winners here at the end tonight. So we'll make sure that we get to that. For those of you that I have not yet met, I am Becky Launder, mom of Mackenzie and Cody. Cody's the one over here in the corner that's hiding out. Mackenzie's at softball practice. I work with my husband, Jeremy, in our business, and we were just kind of laughing about, when you're an entrepreneur, you kind of just do all the things. So not only is he our chief operations officer and technology officer, but he also is putting together tables today and moving furniture and doing all of those glamorous things that maybe we don't totally talk about behind the scenes as much. We are in sunny San Diego, and I have to say, I would have got dressed up for you guys today, but it is still 80 degrees outside and it is warm up here. Air conditioner is not 100% working yet. Big fan of iced coffee. I brought mine with me, even though it's a little bit late in the evening. We'll see if I sleep tonight. And also the supplies are totally my jam. But more importantly, I am really obsessed with getting direct sellers results in their business. That is my passion. That is part of my story. That is how I love to show up for all of you. And we're going to talk about exactly how we do that tonight. And I have to laugh at this bottom picture here I'm showing you because this is in our old office. And I'm hoping that everything's updating. It is. Okay, good. A little bit of a delay over on Facebook, but here we go. This is our old office. Like literally, you guys, we were doing high fives across the table. High fives across the table. That's how close we were working together. And so now we have a spacious, beautiful room with lots and lots of space. And so I can be in my little corner shouting loudly at the computer, talking in an animated way. And my husband can have his headphones on and do his coding and all of his other nerdy things over in the corner. So I'm gonna have to update that picture once we get some new ones here of this office space. But a little bit of my story. So I grew up in direct sales after I spent over 10 years as a corporate marketing manager. I had littles at home and I kind of accidentally fell into direct sales, to be honest. I was a kidnapper. I don't know if we have any other kidnappers out there tonight, but it was not my intent to build an entire big direct sales business and a team and all the things. I really just wanted a discount on some products that I enjoyed. And, it really just kind of started multiplying and business kept growing. And before I knew it, I was leading a very large team and not only just training my team, but I was also training others within my company as well as others completely outside of my company. So the corporate job that I had was in leadership training. And I always say that training's a little bit in my blood. And so after years of building multiple six-figure direct sales businesses, I stepped out of the sales field, took a big leap of faith, and really leaned into building my own training business. That is what we do at Modern Direct Seller. We are so passionate about supporting you with systems and strategy to help you grow your business faster. So I know we talked about all these things already, but Modern Direct Seller, pretty much on all social channels. I have a book, I have a podcast, and I'll share a little bit at the tail end about our Modern Direct Seller Academy, which is a pretty incredible community. Shout out to any of you that are already in the Academy. It is a great place to be. But before we get in too deep tonight, I would love to connect. I always joke, take a picture, make sure I look really cute, post it on social. If I look weird and my mouth is half open, don't post it. I'm just kidding. But let's definitely connect. I love hearing from you. I probably have the biggest presence and spend most of my time on Facebook, but secretly, I really love Instagram more. So if you want to send me a DM, I'm usually hanging out over on Instagram. I just posted some behind the scenes of our office renovation today. That's a good place for us to connect. And I have some fun goodies for you. Oh, Jamie, you're on tonight. Love the Academy. Jamie is incredible. She was just at our office hours earlier today, contributing so much goodness in our Academy community. So I have a quiz for all of you. This is the first of many goodies that are coming your way tonight. So I want to challenge you to take the quiz. There is a link here with this QR code to take the quiz. And what I've found, especially in this season of direct sales, is that there are so many different ways to work your business. And if you've been around for a little while, you might be feeling that too. Like, should I go the social selling route and just spend time messaging people in the DMs? Or should I put together an online party? Are people still doing that? Or should I go sign up for a vendor event? Or should I do a giveaway, right? There are so many different ways to build your business. Should I leverage automation and systems? And so we have this incredible quiz that is a ton of fun. I am going to post the link over in the chat, even though I think that I'm a little bit ahead of all of you. So you might see this way before, but it's moderndirectseller.com/quiz. And we've put together 4 different personas of what your business might look like today. It's going to share with you the strengths, the opportunities, and also your profit path to really make the most and lean into your superpower as a direct seller. So definitely go take that quiz. And I am pretty sure I have it linked up here. If you text me over on Project Broadcast, the word align, you're going to get a response back at some point. Might not be tonight, might be tomorrow, but I'm going to send you a recap of this presentation, the quiz, some other freebies and downloads that I have for all of you. So feel free to just grab your phone right now. Go ahead and do that before you forget. It's 619-760-2300. And then you just type in the keyword align. Oops, align. Let me see if I can put that in. And it will send it right over to you. Whew, okay, that was a lot. That was a lot of housekeeping to get us started. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so we're talking about sales strategies to do your biz your way. How good does that sound? We're going to talk about how to prioritize all the things to really see results and how to learn a simple business building formula to proactively grow your network every day. We know how important that is to build up a sales pipeline, build relationships in an authentic, genuine way. So we're going to talk about a way to do that in a really systemic way. If that sounds dreamy to you, comment over on Facebook, Dreamy. Let me know that you're still with me. You're still following on tonight. And I think, like I said in the beginning, the beauty of this business is simplicity, right? It's simplicity. It doesn't have to be complicated. We overcomplicate things. We overthink things. Any overthinkers out there? But the beauty is that it truly is a simple business. And if we focus in on what's most important and prioritize those activities that are income generating, money making, we can really do some super big things in our business without all the extra fluff that goes along with it. Oh, I'm seeing all the dreamy comments come in. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So the challenge that we often face is that we don't know where to focus. Let me know if that resonates with anyone. I know over here, I have to-do list upon to-do list, and I have moments in my day that I have to really take a step back and think, okay, where is my focus today? Where do I really need to be focusing to see growth in my business? And the same is true for all of you, that oftentimes we get so distracted and so caught up not knowing exactly where to focus that we forget that really this business is pretty simple. So we try to do all the things. Anyone in all the things kind of girl out there? I know I am. I am one of those people that I'm like, oh yeah, sign me up. Yep, count me in. Yep, I can do that. Oh yeah, that sounds great. I'm going to try that, right? Which is important at times, but we also have to really kind of hone in and look at what's working in our business. And the beautiful thing is, I've done some of the hard work for you. I have worked with tens of thousands of direct sellers across the industry in many different niches and really identified what the thing is that's going to move your business forward. And that's what we're going to talk about. Okay. So when it comes to building that profitable social selling business that you're working towards, there's really just 3 things. Just 3 things. You guys cool with that? Just 3 things that we really need to be focused on. And because I like cheesy acronyms, And it gives me the feeling that like I'm a kindergarten teacher over here. We call those the ABCs. Now, Jamie and others that are over in the Modern Direct Seller Academy, they've heard me talk about this until they're blue in the face, right? I talk about this a lot because I really feel it's most important to focus in on those things that are going to move your business forward. So ABCs stand for active selling, or another way to remember that is asking for a sale. Active selling. The B is for building relationships, and the C is for creating content. Those three building blocks of your business are going to move your business forward beyond belief. Everything else you can cross off your to-do list. You're welcome. But the best of this is that really you can do it in just 20 minutes or less. 20 minutes or less. How good does that sound? I don't know about you guys, but we're all busy. We got a lot going on. If we can get in and out of our business in 20 minutes or less, we are in really great shape. So this is kind of an overview of the framework. And I call it the ABCs, but really it could be the CBAs. And so I'm going to walk you backwards through the alphabet because I know that we're very smart people here and you guys can follow me on this. But the C is creating content, right? You're putting yourself out there for the world, most likely on social media, but it could be a blog post, could be email, could be YouTube, could be in any other place. You're creating content. That content is attracting people into your world, right? They're commenting, they're engaging, they're getting to know you, they're getting a feel for your personal brand. Once they're engaging with you, you have a great reason to build a relationship with them. That brings us to the B. So building relationships is typically happening on a one-to-one basis, right? Oftentimes we think we're building relationships, but maybe we're not quite doing that. So it's important to know that when you're building relationships, that's one-to-one. So it's a text message, a DM, a PM. It is not a social post. This is a direct conversation with someone. And you're doing that with your leads, your customers, your hosts, your teammates, right? And then the A stands for active selling, because after you've created the content and brought people in, after B, you've built the relationship with them, it's really, really easy to go for the A, the asking for a sale and engaging in active selling. So it kind of works backwards here, CBAs, right? But when you're asking for a sale, that's a one-to-one personal conversation again, most likely, and it's a selling activity. So it might be asking somebody for a reorder. It might be following up with a guest that came to an event that you were hosting. That might be, are you going downstairs? Okay, can you turn the volume down on your switch? Thank you, thank you. So that A could be doing a vendor event. It could be doing an online party. It could be doing a pop-up event. It could be any of those things. But what I know is that we can't be doing those big things in our business every single day, right? We got a lot going on. So daily selling and asking for those sales is really, really important. A, B, C. Oh, good question coming in from Paula. I'm going to loop back to that one. So let's talk about the A. Let's talk about active selling. This is a great test. Is it active selling or is it passive selling? Passive selling is going to be posting on social, building brand awareness, maybe networking. A good differentiator here is oftentimes these are one-to-many tasks. So similar to this, there's me talking to all of you. That would be one-to-many, right? But if I'm having a direct conversation with Christine or with Jesse or with Paula in our DMs, that is going to be a more active selling conversation versus just kind of a blast or a broadcast out there to usually the world of social media. So active selling might be an online party, it could be an in-home event, it could be pop-ups, it could be following up on samples, it could be fundraisers, personal shopping appointments, anything that is going to result in an actual sale. So I want to give you 3 active selling strategies to really do your business your way. That's the beauty of it, right? Long gone are the days of the cookie cutter checklist of this is exactly what you have to do to build your business for it to be duplicatable, right? You can build your business your way to fit into your lifestyle, right? And I know that that aligns with the aligned philosophy too, right? So number one is social selling, right? And I'd say that we're seeing a shift right now from the in real life rock stars and the party powerhouses, do the quiz, you'll know what I'm talking about, more into these social selling sensations and the digital marketing champs. So that's going to be a little bit more digital, a little bit more online, but social selling is often hard to see. And for a long time, people just kept talking about social selling and what that might look like. And I think that one of the interesting things about that is social selling is happening in a one-on-one conversation. So you don't have the visibility of what conversations are happening behind the scenes. So oftentimes you might be thinking, gosh, I'm posting the exact same thing as somebody else over here, and they're getting totally different results than me. I know their sales this month are up here and mine are down here. Like, what's the disconnect? The disconnect is probably social selling, because what that person's doing, and you might not be doing, is spending a lot of time in the DMs, right? We're texting, we're in the DMs, and there's not a whole lot of visibility around that, right? We're not in their messages. We can't look into their phone. And so it's happening a little bit behind the scenes. And I love, Jesse, you said that. Some of the rock stars I know do a ton of private messages and one-on-one conversations. Absolutely. And I can say that across the board, but I see that happen all the time, right? It's happening in the DM. So less broadcast and blast, more real conversation. So it's also, when we're thinking about active selling, really these little strategies that add up. So this could be follow-up conversations, personal recommendations, but it's really one-on-one. And I think, if you have maybe a calendar that's not super full, or if you're not a vendor event person or an online party kind of person, that's okay, because these little strategies really add up, and it's a daily activity that's going to fuel your business. So following up with people, having one-on-one conversations, that's building that know, like, trust factor. It's creating great connections, and naturally that is going to lead to a sale. So I put together some conversation starters for you, because I know a lot of times people think, like, okay, like, I get it, I need to be doing more messages. But like, what do I say to people? Please tell me what to say, right? So when we're just starting the conversation, it doesn't have to be about business, right? I think we think it does because we're running a business and we want to see sales from it. But it could be a very simple, hey, just wanted to say hi. Hey, I was thinking about you. How have you been? Happy fall. Are you feeling the fall weather yet? I'm not over here. I'm sweating. I can't believe it's almost November. Like, let's tease the holidays are coming, gift giving. What's new with you? Hey, you popped into my head today. I thought of you. So I just wanted to send a quick hello. How is fall treating you, right? Like, can we catch up soon? Are you enjoying fall? Very simple conversation starters. And what you'll notice, and I'll send you a link to these slides so you can take a peek later on. You don't have to like take pictures of every slide if you don't want to. But what you'll notice here is these are all very short, and they all end in a question, right? Except one, just wanted to say hi. We didn't end in a question there. The rest of them end in a question. Because when you end in a question, it prompts a response. And when you're building relationships and having conversations online, your number one goal is to get a response back. That's your number one goal. So if you're getting responses back, it's because you are asking questions. You're being curious. You're striking up conversations. So channel your inner conversationalist and steal these messages just to get the conversation started and warm up leads, because naturally they're going to start seeing a little bit more of what you're sharing online. They might be curious about your business. Good things are going to come from there. Okay, number two, in real life, IRL, pop-ups, parties, events. Okay, so this is another active selling strategy that you can lean into in your business if this is your jam. Your superpower may not be in real life. You might be one of those people that are like, I'm not getting out there and talking to real humans, but I can text anyone all day, every day. And that's perfectly okay, because we're doing our business our way, right? But when we think about in real life events, I have to say it is the fastest path to sales. Because when you get in front of people and you build a relationship with someone and you have that face-to-face, belly-to-belly conversation, they're going to see that you're genuine, you're authentic, you're cool, they want to connect with you. And that is going to lead to sales. So I thought this GIF was funny about shopping being my cardio. Because if you are able to get out there and do things in real life, 'tis the season to do that, right? This is the time of year people want to shop in person, connect, have social gatherings. So if that is your jam, absolutely lean into that. And if you are doing events or connecting with people in person, even through networking events, I love to think about the 48-hour BFF rule. And what that means is if you meet somebody out and about for about 48 hours, you guys are kind of cool. Like they're like, oh yeah, like we met at this thing and she's cool. If you wait like a week, all of a sudden you're kind of like a weird person selling things. So keep that in mind that if you're out there doing things in person, that follow-up window of about 48 hours is super, super critical. And I know many of us that have done in-person events before are guilty of having a stack this high of leads from events like last year. And it happens. Don't totally throw them away. Try to do some follow-up, but really, you have about 48 hours to get in there and start connecting with that person to build the relationship. So build that into your schedule. Okay, I got a couple more messages for you to steal here. So you might ask, right, when you're thinking about closing questions or being at an event or doing that follow-up, can I get that ordered? Very easy. Or I loved meeting you. We're wrapping things up for the day. What's on your wish list, right? That one's perfect if you're doing an in-home event. So great to meet you yesterday at the farmer's market. I love that you were interested in blank. Can I share more information with you on that, right? Thanks for stopping by that event. Wasn't it a blast? I wanted to quickly message you and follow up on what? Can I send you the details? These are very, very simple messages, but sometimes we need a little bit of a framework to get us going, right? So it might be, hey, that event was super fun yesterday. Before things get too crazy, I just wanted to send you a quick message so we can stay in touch. This is Becky. I'm your girl for this, right? Did you get everything you wanted today? What else is on your list? That's another good closing question if you're doing an event or I'm putting in some orders. Did you want me to snag that and get it ordered for you? So those direct asks are going to result in some good sales for you. All right, and number 3 is collabs. And I love this strategy, especially this time of the year. Who can you share an audience with, right? So think about your product and what you're selling and think about who might be selling something totally different, but have a similar audience as you. Some of the most successful events I've seen here in 2023 have been collaborations between 2 brands. They could be pop-ups at an event, but really, she's a little crazy, but really, when you're doing a collab, it needs to be a win-win-win. It needs to be a win for you. It needs to be a win for that person that's out there. If you're doing a referral program, it needs to be a win for the person that's being referred. But collabs are really a win all the way around, okay? They're also a fantastic way to grow your audience. And I can tell you right now, social media looks a whole lot different than it did last year. It looks way different than it did a couple years ago back in 2020. And definitely before that, right? So when we're thinking about creative ways to grow our audience and get in front of new people, collaborations are a fantastic key to success, to just get out there and connect with more people. So a couple of suggested messages over here as well. And I see a couple questions popping in. I'm gonna come back to a couple of these for you here after this when we have some Q&A. So maybe you have a referral program and you ask people, hey, I love referrals. Is there anyone that you think would love this too? Or I know that you love a line. Or here we go. This is a different one. Let me say. So I love this product that you have, and I would love to support you. Can we explore collaboration? I mean, hello, we're doing a collaboration right now. Thanks, Align, right? But we're sharing an audience here. My audience, your audience, we're all connecting, right? I hope summer, fall is going awesome. I'm supporting some of my favorite businesses. Can I share an idea with you? Just great ways to get that conversation started when it comes to collaborations. Where our products are really complementary. I'd love to share with my followers. And then on the referral side, maybe you do say, I launched a referral program. I love supporting others. I think you'd be perfect. Can I send you some details on how we can help each other out? I love collaborating. Maybe you're doing a mobile pop-up boutique or a pop-up at a store. That's another way to do a great collab, is just setting yourself up somewhere that has a lot of traffic to get in front of some new people, right? Okay. So the B, I know, we're just getting things rolling here. So we were still on A. That was all active selling. Let's talk about building relationships. So building relationships, we have to be really intentional about. So I have a formula. Some of you have heard me talk about it. 3 + 3 + 3 equals 3,000. This is a daily relationship building formula. Now, if you are my 10-year-old smarty pants daughter, She would tell you the math does not add up, but let me tell you that it does. So here's where it adds up. My challenge to you is every day to speak to 3 current customers, 3 future customers, and 3 future teammates, or if you're not building a team, 3 people you'd love to collaborate with. When you do that every day over the course of a year, it adds up to over 3,000 conversations over the course of a year. So this really shows you the compound effect when you have some really good, strong habits and you work on them. So, question here that comes up is, what do I say? And I always kind of joke, like, you could say almost anything, honestly. You could almost say anything here. But really, we want to just be friends. It's not just about the business. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in the business because we love our products so much. We want to tell everyone about them. But really, we need to be friends first. We need to be authentic and genuine and lead with value, not product. So I have to ask over in the comments, what kind of value do you bring to your followers? Curious on that one. What kind of value do you bring? And so while I'm looking for your responses on the value, I want to mention this method to do your 3 because everyone kind of loves this one. I like to call it the lazy girl method. The lazy girl method basically just means that you are responding to people's stories. I don't know if any of you are Instagram, Facebookers, and you see the little bubbles at the top of your screen. People are sharing things that they're passionate about in their stories, right? When you respond to them, you're engaging with them, you're being curious, and you're having a good conversation about something they're interested in. It doesn't have to be business, you're just simply engaging with them. So on those days that you don't have time for those 9 conversations, just respond to people's stories, 9 people's stories. I guarantee you could probably get that done in 10 minutes or less. That's even faster. Just simple, quick responses to the stories, right? So I see a couple of comments coming in here, right? So I'm really good at keeping in touch with people and old friends. I'm getting better about bringing the business into the conversation. Yeah. And Stephanie, I just did a training on taking baby steps from like the friend zone and conversations into actually asking for a sale. So that might be a good one for you to check out. Yeah. So just being genuinely interested in others, what they're saying, what they're doing, that is going to add up, right? And we want to keep it conversational. So I mentioned this in some of those examples, but your goal is to have a back and forth conversation. You want to keep that conversation going indefinitely. You don't want it to die out. It's going to die out if you write 4 paragraphs. That's just how it goes. So make sure you're keeping your messages short, sweet, and leveraging what I like to call permission-based marketing. So rather than just assuming they want to hear about your event or assuming they want information about your product, you're asking, hey, can I send you more info on that? Or hey, I have this going on. Would you like an invite? Makes all the difference in the world in how you frame that question versus kind of just like word vomit it all out and say the event's at this time and you could go here and you're going to get that and we're going to do this and it's going to be great. It's going to be so much fun. I love my product so much. They're like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to respond to that. So we really want to keep it conversational. So if you could commit to 3 plus 3 plus 3 each day, I want to know what that would do for your business. I want to know, what would that do for your business? Give me one word that sums up what that would do for your business. 3 plus 3 plus 3, 3,000 conversations over the course of a year. What would that do for you? I would say it's a big yay. I would say things would be really, really great. We'd be feeling really good at the end of the year. I see growth, increased awareness. Yes, right? Big things, probably some income, right? Some more growth. It would broaden your reach. Absolutely. Lots of growth happening over here. Some big results. Absolutely. All of that it'll make a big difference in your business. Yeah. Okay. So let's get to the C. I want to make sure we have time for questions. So I'm going to fly through the C. C is for success. I like that one too. C is for content creation, right? So we are grow customer base, increase awareness, real connections. All right, good. Amazing. I love it. So that C is for content creation. So when we think about content creation, I want to assure you that it's important to show up daily, consistently, but not constantly. And I think sometimes we confuse those words and we think social media means that we're on 24/7. You absolutely do not need to be on 24/7. If you want to just show up once a day and share something and check back in the next day, your business is still going to grow. It's going to be okay, right? I remember at one point in my life that like I thought if I didn't respond to a message within 10 minutes, I was failing at all things. I don't know if anyone's been there before. I've learned over the years that it can take a little bit of time to respond back, and people are still there waiting for you. So you want to be working your business consistently, but not constantly, because I honestly believe you can do this in 20 minutes or less each day, right? You want those conversations and that content that you're creating to be real and authentic. They want to get to know you. Did anyone see this Lady Gaga performance? I think it was at the Oscars. I think it was so powerful because she stripped off all of her makeup, put her hair in a French braid. It was just her hanging out with her guitarist. Just it was really, really powerful. And it spoke to just the need right now in our world for that real, authentic self to show up. And so when you're thinking about content creation, the more real you can be, the more authentic you can be, the more you can be, the better. Because I can tell you, this is one of the weirdest things in direct sales, but people really do want to know, they want to know you. And sometimes I'm like, really? Like people want to know about my office renovation. They want to know what I'm making for dinner in the oven later now. They want to know where I'm going after this to meet up with some friends for a glass of wine. Like they want to know all that. Really? Like we think our life is not that exciting. But I'm telling you, people are naturally curious about others. So the more you can be real, the more you can be authentic, the more you can share, the more you're letting people into your network and attracting them in to get to know you. One way to do that is through your story. Your story sparks curiosity, right? It sparks interest. When you share about how your business has grown or you share what your experience has been like with a certain product, people are going to naturally be curious and ask questions and be intrigued at what you have to offer. It's also going to build that know, like, trust factor that we all desire, and it's going to help you stand out from the rest. The more genuine, the more authentic you can be, the better. And with that, creating content can take over your life. I'm well aware of that. If anyone's gone down through a Canva rabbit hole, creating graphics or writing captions, it can really take over. So a couple things I want to share with you. I want you to work smarter, not harder. We have a free social media graphics bundle. I'm going to post the link in the chat. It's moderndirectseller.com/social bundle. Go ahead and grab that. It's some good, easy, fluff engagement content to get people chatting. But more importantly, when you're thinking about your content, I really want you to think about how you can create long form content and take that long form content and shift it into what I like to call short form content. So this is an example here. We have a training about creating a 90-day plan, which I'll post the link. I told you guys, I got all kinds of links for you tonight. And if you text us, make sure you text me, then I'll send these all to you all together. But if you go to moderndirectseller/90, you can check out that 90-day plan. But it's a long form content piece. We have a blog, we have a YouTube video, we have a download, we have a podcast episode, we have a lot of things there, right? So when you're creating that 90-day plan, we've taken that content and stripped it down over form content pieces. There's an audio clip, there's a reel, there's some graphics. So when you start with this long form content, let's say once a week you create one really strong piece of long form content, you can break that down into tiny, tiny pieces and drip it across your social for the entire week, and your work is done. So rather than waking up every day thinking, what am I going to post today? Definitely lean into this strategy of taking long form content and moving it into short form content. I've also put together, because I'm just like giving you guys all the things. I'm not holding back. I told you that. We got a real life happening over here. That content plan, you can go ahead and grab it and grab some examples of that content over at moderndirectseller.com/content. Perfect. Okay, so pretty simple, right? Let's bring it all back. ABCs, 3 pretty simple, pretty doable, yet most people don't do it. Like that's the reality here, you guys. Like I said, I get the privilege of working with so many direct sellers. And when we have coaching conversations about what they're doing in their business, they're not doing those things. They're doing like everything else but. So I can promise you that if you can focus in on those things, you're going to see some big growth in your business. It literally takes 20 minutes, 20 minutes each day. Raise your hand if you think you can commit to 20 minutes each day. That's it. That's it. 20 minutes each day, ABCs, 333s, big time growth in your business. So as you're thinking about how to work this into your schedule, first up, we got to find the time, right? So take a minute, think about the time that you have in the day. If you do your best work in the morning, or maybe on your lunch break, or during nap time, or after kids go to bed, whatever that might look like for you, find the time, then we do the work and we see the results. Sounds pretty dreamy, I told you, right? So as we're wrapping up, I just wanted to share real quick before we pop over for questions that we do have a pretty incredible community over in Modern Direct Seller. Our academy is incredible. We give you all the shortcuts, all the coaching to really help you grow. So if you are looking for a little extra support rolling into the fall, if you're looking for additional ideas, some coaching, office hours, networking, collaborating, we would love to invite you into our community. I'll post the link over here. I love all the hands up. So good. It's moderndirectselleracademy.com. It's over there in the chat for you to take a peek. We have a basic level membership that includes all of our courses, all of our toolkits. We have an amazing party in a post and scroll party toolkit, as well as short form video content, 365 days of content. Really, the list goes on and on inside the academy. We also have this incredible consistency tracker that Jamie could tell you a little bit about, because she is one of our rock stars when it comes to consistency. Every day she goes in there and logs her EBCs, and confetti falls from the sky. It's pretty incredible. That was like my birthday gift from my husband at one point. So definitely take a peek at that consistency tracker inside the academy. If you text me, I will send you links to check out all of that as well. And it would be pretty fun to get some good results like this. So Jamie knows Christina in the academy as well. And she's seen a lot of growth in her sales from that darn confetti that kept her consistent every single day. I think both of them have a streak now for over 365 days, which is pretty darn incredible. Allison, she's a great testimonial, added $566 while being a sleeper at the beach. I mean, it doesn't quite get better than that for a testimonial, right? So as you're thinking about this fall and your business, if you're looking for any extra support, I personally would love, love, love to support you in your business. So I want to thank you so much for having me here tonight. I do have time for some questions. So I will stop my screen share and, oh, I'm a little blurry. And look, my child has migrated closer to the camera. Why don't you move your buttons that direction out of the film?
We're not worried about it over here, I promise. I think all of us are currently living in that space or are living in that space. I kept track of a couple of questions. Maybe
Excellent.
people drop them. First of all, Paula said, how do you know when to do a one-on-one when it's hard, it's hard enough to get their attention?
Yeah, you'll probably get their attention a whole lot easier doing that one-on-one conversation, right? So if you're feeling like maybe you have a VIP group on Facebook, or maybe you have some people following you, or even just contacts in your phone, honestly, like when we think about all the people we're connected to, my recommendation would be to, in some systematic way, work your way down the list of people. So if you have a VIP group, one little tip, I love this one, and I like to call it the A to Z challenge. Start with everyone in your, she says, yes, VIP. Go to your VIP group. Go to everyone that's an A, your Amy's, your Allison's, go to anyone that starts with an A and send them a direct message. It could be really simple, just to, hey, how are you? Those conversation starters, right? The next day, day 2, you're going to go through your B's. You're going to go to your Bonnies and your Becky's, and you're going to message all of the B's and reach out to them directly. Day 3, go through your C's, right? And so keep that going on. The beauty of it is you will have talked to every single person in your VIP group before the end of the month, if you can keep up with it. And it does get easier as you get to those letters in the alphabet later on. So you work hard in the beginning, you get a little bit of a break later on. So I would definitely proactively reach out to them one-on-one and not wait for them to engage with you. Because the reality is on social, they're probably not even seeing your content. Like, I'll just be real. Like, I'd
Right.
love to say that everyone's seeing everything, but they're
No.
probably not. So we don't want to just be reliant on that. Yeah.
Yes. I love that. Perfect answer. And I do think that a lot of these answers are probably that, like, be proactive, you do the reach out. We do talk a lot about the one-on-one sales here. That's how
Yeah.
I built my business a lot. A couple of other questions. Kim said that she put together a whole bunch of sample bags and spa bags at her in her community. And I think her question kind of has to do with getting people, they were asking about ordering, but how do you get them to like really take the leap, right? Close the deal. Do you have some
Yeah.
tips for closing the deal?
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, I think you're doing the right first step, right? Like, you're giving them samples, you're giving them some goodies, you're giving them a catalog, you're connecting with them. When I talk too much with my hands, I get blurry. Let's see if I can come back. So that's the first step. And then I think it's as simple as just asking. And I know that that sounds like overly simple here, but it is a little bit of just kind of like putting your big girl pants on and being okay making the ask. And you can create some urgency around that. You can say, like, hey, I'm putting in a bunch of orders on Friday. Can I get something ordered for you? Or, oh, I know I gave you those goodies. Did you get a chance to check them out? Or I love saying things like, hey, I didn't want you to think that I forgot about you. Did you get a chance to take a peek? Because even though we're like, oh, they kind of forgot about us, we're going to just own it and be like, oh, life got crazy. I don't know about you. This week got away from me. What did you think of those samples I handed out? Easy peasy. So just keep that conversation going, even if they're not ready to make an order right then and there. It at least plants those seeds and kind of gets things going for you. And then, of course, if there's a sale, if there's a promotion, if you're doing an event with a deadline, any of those things are going to prompt the sale and kind of create that urgency factor.
Yeah, that's one thing I had written down was create some urgency somehow,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
if you go for the ask of like the sale and they are like, oh no, I'm not ready to do that. Maybe then they're ready to follow you everywhere on socials. Maybe they're ready to join your VIP group. Maybe they're ready to, join your text thread or however you're running your business. So even if it's a no to this, there are other things you can do. I mean, you don't want to go down the list and ask 20 things in that one instance, but there are a lot of ways. I love that, to just keep that conversation going.
Yeah. I mean, we hear that all the time, that it takes a lot of time before somebody is really willing to say yes to something. And the more you can stay in front of them, the more you can provide that value, that education, continuing to connect with them in a genuine, authentic way. It might take 7 times. It might take 6 months. It might take a year. I mean, I'll tell you guys, like, we have all the data on people that join our email list. Every once in a while, I check, I'm like, oh, who's that person that just joined the academy? And I'll go take a peek at their account. Like, oh my gosh, they've been following me for 3 years. They've downloaded all of my things and they've never bought anything before, right? So like, that's just the nature of a sales transaction. Some people are impulsive and shop right away. Other people, you're just planting those seeds and eventually with time, it's going to happen. But we're here for the long game.
Totally. And how many of you have been that customer before? Like, I've downloaded stuff from Modern Direct Seller before, for sure. So like, when
Yeah,
I was field and even as an executive. So we
yeah,
all, depending on what it is, we all are ready for that at different times. Let me ask one more and then we'll see if anyone else
yeah,
has any questions here.
sure.
Stephanie said she's amazing at getting interaction with her friends and family and followers in real life, but not on her business page. Do you have any tips for that? Which Stephanie is a very engaging human being. She is always a laugh. So, and I always interact with her stories. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing that I would think about, and we didn't really dive into this too deep tonight, but it's something that came up even just earlier today in our academy office hours. But the lines on social media have really become like super blurred. And so I can tell you that I used to lead training, I mean, even like a year ago, probably, and I'd be like, oh, don't go post on your personal page. Like, that's just like a little spammy. Like, we don't want to just like put business stuff on the personal page. In fact, it's against Facebook rules and all these things. But really, there's been a lot of evolution on social media, and Facebook now has professional pages. In fact, you can run ads through your personal professional profile. So I feel like the rules have kind of gone out the window a little bit. So if you're only posting on your business page or only in your VIP customer group, you're kind of posting like behind a wall. You're kind of like hiding a little bit. You're not quite putting yourself fully out there. And I get it, because for a long time, like, I would never do a live like where people could see me. I'm like, oh, my group of 10,000 people, totally safe, can do anything in there. But on my business page, oh, like, what if an old boyfriend sees it? Or what if like a weirdo follows me? And I had a lot of resistance to that. But I can tell you, the more you can put yourself out there publicly, the more you're going to be able to grow your customer base and bring people in. So even though we don't want to be posting business 24/7 on our personal accounts, if you're finding that you're getting some good interaction with the people that are in your circle, right, then maybe try to lean into those accounts a little bit more and be less reliant on like a business page or a VIP group. So that would be my best advice, I think, especially from what we're seeing right now in terms of social and the algorithm. And Stephanie, if you're like super engaging, do lives and do, connect with people on your personal page, even though I know that can feel a little daunting at times.
No, I love that. And I do think you're exactly right. Like when you were talking about that authenticity and showing up, sometimes without your makeup on, or showing up however you are right now, those lines really are blurred, because people, yeah, they, maybe they'll care about your hand cream, but they care about you. The people that are with you are with you. They're following you. And so I do think that the line of content creation, like this is for business, this is for life, that's not really the truth anymore. Stephanie, you're giving me a hard
You can do it. You can do it, Stephanie. No, really though, I think that it's okay. Look, it's okay. And I mean, the worst that happens is like somebody on your personal profile is like, I'm not really interested in what Stephanie is offering, and she keeps scrolling. Like, no big deal, no big deal. But the best thing that could happen is people that are following you realize what you're up to. Because I think sometimes we think like, oh, they're not in my VIP group, or that they're not interested, but we have a way broader reach on some of our personal profiles. So I would just say mix it up. Don't completely like change course and only post on your personal page, but I think it's great from time to time to kind of drip some things out there and not just hide behind kind of that wall that we've created in this VIP group community thing that I don't even know in direct sales how we landed in community groups and VIP groups. But it is kind of like weird when you think about it. It's like, why not just put it out there? Everyone else is just putting it out there.
Honestly, that is true. And that's one thing that I think about too, when I compare, when I was in the field and would sit with my business, I'd be like, what would I do if I were a brick and mortar store and I were having a sale tomorrow? Best believe I would be posting about it on my personal page. Or sharing my business post to my personal page. So yeah, we really do have to, I think if you can get in the mindset of like, this is my business, this is how I own it, this is how I run it, and you're being authentic and you're caring about people, I don't think you can lose.
Yeah. No, 1,000,000%. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I need to do more for myself. I will admit that.
Don't we all? Okay, well, I'm going to give everybody one more minute to ask any questions, but really quickly, with our Cultivate community event every month, we create a link for people to fill out to go ahead and receive a coupon code. This month, we are offering a free skincare, or sorry, not a free skincare item, no.
Reverse. Delete, mute, undo.
Yep. Start again. We are offering 50% off a single skincare item with a cart value of $49 or more. You can go ahead and fill out that link. I put it in the comments, and I will also add it to the description on Facebook. I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, Shanae. Yes, exactly. Okay.
We're just trying to see if you're paying attention, you guys.
Yeah.
I know we've been going a little long for you.
I'm sure that Jesse and Maria were. Okay, last question real quick. Kim said, what if you and your upline have a ton of mutual friends?
Oh, well, lucky you. That sounds like you guys are besties. Fun. I mean, I so this has always been my goal in business is to get out of my friend circle as quick as flipping possible, right? Like you don't want to just be selling to your friends and family. You want to get out there and connect with people that meet you just through your business. I feel like my very best customers back in the day were people that I did not know anything about until I had my business. And whether I met them at a vendor event or I met them on social or they're a guest at a party or we did a collab or a giveaway and they came into my network, maybe a referral, those were the best customers. So I would recommend to get out of your friend circle. And I know that can feel hard. And sometimes, I always think back to one of my first launch parties I did in my business where none of my friends would host a party with me. Like nobody would. And I was like, gosh, like, come on, friends. Like nobody's gonna help a girl out. Nope, nobody would do it. And it was finally my husband's like second cousin or something that said yes. And I did that event and I opened up her circle of friends and like 4 people booked events from that event. And so it doesn't take a lot to break through and get outside your network, but it does take some work. So if you've been trying to kind of like wiggle your way out of your friend circle, just keep going at it and maybe think about other places to connect with people that aren't in your and your upline's immediate circles. That could be a networking event, that could be a Facebook group where you're showing up and providing value and connecting with people. That could be connecting and being proactive about building relationships with people on Instagram if they have similar interests and hobbies like you do. So I would just say to stick with it and yeah, try to get out of that friend circle because it feels better when you're actually reaching people that aren't in your inner circle, I think.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. I love how you're like, you want to get out of that circle as fast as flipping
Yeah.
possible. And that is the truth. I really feel like once I was in a groove with my business, I would do a larger event or something where I'm meeting brand new people that in a new
Yeah.
area that I never would have at least once a quarter, if not every other month. That helped.
Hmm.
And sometimes they were just really, really small, like $25, and I had a tiny table. Sometimes
Yeah.
they were big. But it's the name of the game. We need
Yeah.
product on new people all the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And while you're chatting, I have a blog post on that. So I just posted the link, 6 strategies to get outside of your friend circle. So I think there's a podcast episode on it also. It was one of my very, very earliest podcasts. So it might be a fun one to listen to. Episode 19.
Oh,
So
that is
I
early.
was a fresh podcaster. I barely just learned how to turn the microphone on at that point.
I love that too, right? The story of where we all started and where we're all going.
Yeah,
We truly cannot thank you enough for being here with us tonight at
absolutely.
Cultivate. Everybody go ahead and drop something you learned or thank Becky for something that you learned tonight. And I totally love this collab. This
Me
collab.
too. Me too.
Yes.
So good.
Thank you so much for joining us and everybody who's watching the replay later. Again, you can click that attendee link and get that coupon code. One more time, Becky, thank you so, so much and have an amazing evening.
Thank you. You too. Bye, everyone. Take care.